Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to your next Android tutorial. This video we're going to talk about the ActionBarSherlock. Now, ActionBarSherlock is an amazing library made by Jake Warrington. I think that's how his name is pronounced. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to need to download it. So you download it here, it's in zip format. Just unpack the zip and place it into your Eclipse workspace, wherever that is. And I've called mine here Jake Warrington ActionBarSherlock. Okay, so you've got it downloaded, you've got it unzipped, we're ready to import it into Eclipse. So file, import, existing Android code into Workplace. Browse to wherever you've got it. I've got mine in my Google Drive, Eclipse Workspace, Jake Warrington. Okay, now you'll see all these projects that will come up to import. Uncheck all of them except the top one. Okay? And finish. And now our project is in our workspace. So this project is what's called a library project. It's not a jar file, but it's a library file or library project. So what this means is this project in itself isn't actually a complete app. You can't run this, but it contains code that other apps can include and run. So what we need to do here is we need to go into this, right click properties, go to Android and make sure is library is checked. Okay, now we need to import this into an actual project. So now we've got the actual library set up. We're going to create a new Android project and we're just going to call it ABS example for ActionBarSherlock. And then com.twisted equation, yep, .abs example. Actually, I'll just get rid of that. Wrong. And change that to API level 10. Actually 9. Theme hollow light with dark action bar we'll go with. Okay. So as you know, if you run an app, okay, that didn't actually work. What? Oops. Let's see if that makes any difference. Just calling it something else. I have no idea why it would work. But I'll actually just put in TW for short. Yep. Next, 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 finish. Okay, for some reason it didn't work last time. I have no idea why. But anyway, we've got our ActionBarSherlock example. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run this on 2 different devices. I clicked the wrong damn thing. We're going to run it on a gingerbread. I'll make that 5 inches. We'll emulate a larger phone size. And we'll start a tablet as well. 7 inches. Actually, I'll make that 6 inches just for the heck of it. And I'll be back in just a sec when these have all started up and are ready to go. Okay, so we're back. The 2 devices have started up. One's running Android 2.2 or 2.3. One of them is running Android 4.2. So we're going to run this project on both of them. And a little prompt will come up, yep. Ask us which one do you want to run it on, so we'll run that. And we'll run this. And it'll show up on the 2 of them together. So as you can see, on Android 2, we get the title bar with our little layout, and in Android 4 we get the action bar with the dark action bar. Now, ActionBarSherlock is an amazing library simply because it emulates an action bar on older devices. So, see the way here we have this theme.light and hollow, okay, and then we have this theme here. the thing is, you have two themes, or you have two or three possibly themes to manage. Since Hollow Light with Dark Action Bar is only available in V14, and Hollow Light, and then this one here would probably be Hollow Light, and then here we've got theme.light. So we've got multiple themes going on here. The whole lot's going to get confusing. Then if you want to do navigation, for example, you want tabs and swipe in your app. Let's say on the Android 4 and then the Android 2 version, you have to come up and you have to be checking for different versions of Android if you want to modify the action bar, and it just ends up being a big pile of mess. This will unify everything. The ActionBarSherlock will emulate the action bar on any systems where it's not supported. So what we're going to do is we're going to import this project, or we're going to add this library to our project. Now, before we do that, you'll notice that under libs we have the Android support v4 jar. Delete that. Okay? And up here, you'll notice under libs we have the support v4 jar. So if we imported this into this, there's going to be two Android support libraries. It's going to cause everything to just freak out. But we want to go down here, right click on it, Android Tools, and go to Add Support Library. Okay, that will download the latest library and overwrite it, accept license. It'll download the latest library and add it, which is what you want. The very simple reason for that is if you don't download the latest one, the one that comes with ActionBarSherlock might not be there all the time. So we've got our support library. So we're going to go right click, Properties, Android, add the library, ActionBarSherlock, apply. Okay, so now we've got our library support added. So how do we tell this to make ActionBarSherlock work? Well, essentially what we've done is now we've got the code bases of the two projects put into one. So what we're going to do is, see here, this here needs to be changed, okay? In order for ActionBarSherlock to work on an activity, it has to subclass Sherlock fragment activity. And you have to subclass Sherlock fragment activity, or Sherlock activity. By default, I generally use Sherlock fragment activity. So if we import that, we're good to go. Now the reason I like doing Sherlock fragment activity is I can stick fragments in it. For Sherlock for activities, use Sherlock activity. For fragments, Sherlock fragment. Now you'll see here we start getting errors down here. Well, that's because we need to import the ActionBarSherlock version of the menu. So here two imports come up, com.actionbarsherlock.view, we want that one, and boom, it's in. Now for the menu inflator, we change this to get support menu inflator, and we're done. That's all the modifications to the activity done and ready to go. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to change our theme. So go to values, go to styles, and see where it says app base theme. Change this to theme.sherlock or .light .dark action bar. Okay, save. That will, oh crap, that will tell the app to run that theme. And then for the values V11 and V14, we can actually just delete these now. We've no need for those values at all, because the whole app can use this one theme together. So let's run this now on the Android 2.2 emulator and see what happens. Okay, so it should load up on this emulator now in a second, and we'll be able to see what happens. It's installing. And look at that, look. Perfect. It looks the same on both devices, which is truly awesome. If we click menu, the little menu button comes up as well at the bottom, as you would expect, and then on Android 4 the menu button's pushed off to the right. Perfect. And that's how ActionBarSherlock works. It's beautifully simple, and it makes building your app a million times easier. Now, if you want to, let's say, modify something on the action bar, the call is get support action bar dot whatever you need to do, and that's it. Done. That's ActionBarSherlock in a nutshell, guys. It's an amazing library. You should be using it. And as always, it's been good talk, and I'll see you out there.